So I took my 330 America out for a drive the other day, and it's a rare sight because I'm usually so busy driving everything else that I never get a chance to drive my own car. But I found a problem when I came back. So I have oil dripping onto my wheel. So that is a classic symptom of an axle seal that's going bad. However, I want to take this wheel apart to find out where it's actually leaking, because it looks like it's leaking from behind the knockoff. Now, the axle seal is actually behind this flange. So if the seal were to leak, it would actually leak behind this, this wheel and sling it out. I don't know why it's coming out from the front, and there's a nut and a washer back here, and maybe that's what has failed, and it might not be the actual seal. But the only way to really know is to take the wheel off and take a look and see where the oil is coming from. I also know for a fact that I put some gear oil in the axle when I was servicing it this spring, and I didn't have a heavyweight oil. Ferrari axles take really heavy oil. I mean, they take 250 weight, which is kind of like molasses when you think about it. It's gear oil that they recommend putting in the rear axle. People have put lighter weight oil in there, and I didn't have any on hand, so I just filled I saw it was low, so I put some 90 weight. I suspect that some of that, either it was low and it wasn't above the axle tube, or the fact that it's now too thin and it's making it past the seal. Either way, I got to fix this. I got to take this out, and today I'm going to work on my own car. All right, I got the tire off, and look at what I found. So don't judge me because of how rusty everything is and cruddy. I mean, I drive this car. I've driven it in tons of stuff. It gets road debris. I've probably driven it in the winter where it's probably gotten some corrosion and salt. So all this stuff, believe it or not, started out nice and clean, but I've been driving the wheels off of this car. So it's one day it's going to need a restoration again. But anyway, normally, if you can see back here, the seal is behind this flange. And if that seal fails, the leaks would actually come out behind the rotor and sling out the back side of the wheel. But it's all dry back here. It's also dry in the front. There's nothing really here that shows oil, but inside the hub is a ton of gear oil. So, and you can see it pulling in here. So I suspect that castle nut and that washer in the back is allowing oil to push through. And that's what's causing it to come out of the hub of the wheel and fill up this hub and then drip out the front side, nothing else behind it. So I may have lucked out where I can actually just pull this nut off and reseal that. I also got some heavyweight oil, so I think I'm gonna drain the rear end oil and put some heavier weight oil, and that will push some of this, keep some of this stuff from pushing out into the hub as well. So let me get to work on that. All right, so let me show you what I found. I got the nut off and the washer, and the red RTV that's in there just came right out. It wasn't moving, and you could see, I think it basically failed. And if you look inside, It's just loose RTV in there. It doesn't go flush to the spline, so that the nut really needs to be tight, and if it gets loose a little bit, it can probably move a little bit side to side and pump a little bit more oil out of there. But I'm pretty sure that's what the leak was. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to clean all this out as best as I can, get it nice and dry, and then glue new RTV in there. I'm going to try that ultra black stuff as opposed to this red stuff. This is probably 10 years, 15 years old, probably 10 years at least. So, you know, I got my money's worth out of it, but I'm hoping the new stuff that I put in there will be, will last a little longer. But I think it's a relatively easy fix. Well, it's a hot July morning, and we're taking the 330 America out for a quick drive just to make sure that the axle seal doesn't leak. So finally get a chance to do this. Sealed it up, and I'm just going to take a quick spin down the road before I get to work on everything else I have going on at the shop. But it's hot today, or it's going to get hotter. But yeah, let's see what happens. I mean, this seal, luckily I don't think it was the flange. It looked too dry. So pretty much know once I get down this road and get the oil hot in the gear in the rear end, it should be okay. That non-ethanol fuel just is so good on this car because it doesn't pop or spit when it's cold. I mean, from startup, it starts up really well. I tell you, I don't know why we have 10% ethanol in our fuel, because it really screws up these cars. It's like 10 minutes on the road and I haven't had any popping or spitting. Crazy. All right, that's it. Let's go check the axle seal. Well, I see a little bit of spitting, but I think that's just from the stuff that was in the axle, or at least down in the hub. But it's not flying out like it was, so we'll see. But yeah, there we go.